So, that kind of all wraps it up. You can ask questions on the side. There's if you go to greensocialist.net, we'll have all this stuff up, and we'll have all this stuff up. I've got a resource pack that I'll put up there as well, and then those will be there. I need to do some updating. Like I said, I've done these a few years. I've been doing this for a few years. I've always called it the Gospel of Michael Dennis. Michael Dennis was a GPUS steering committee co-chair that I served with and worked with in the youth caucus. They had to leave the steering committee to be employed by Nation Builder, actually. But they were a big influence on my, focus on systems. So I've always called this the Gospel of Michael Dennis. But if anybody has any questions, I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Feel free to ask questions. Yeah, you can share this stuff wherever you want. This will always be here. I've done them for Illinois. I've done a number of these. I linked the other one in the beginning for the beginning of the series. But I'll be continuing to do these. Systems are incredibly important for our work to become more efficient, so that we can leverage automation, leverage technology into letting us run better campaigns that allow us to get more reach without greatly expanding our resources or spending an outrageous amount of money. Next month, I'm going to continue I've been doing systems workshops on the last Saturday of the month. So May 29th, I'll be back doing a systems workshop on the same time, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And I'll be talking about social media for grassroots campaigns, because it is, running an effective social media campaign from the grassroots without a lot of resources is a whole different thing than what you see from, corporate social media management, major political parties, the massively funded, not-for-profit complex that are largely Democratic front groups. These organizations' social media strategies are generally ad-based. I don't know the numbers from 2020, but in 2016, Trump and Clinton spent about $80 million on Facebook ads alone. Jill Stein spent tens of thousands, if not more, if not into the hundreds of thousands on Facebook ads alone. That's just not a sustainable model. So if we want to, run grassroots campaigns, it's a little different. So I'll be back the last Saturday of May, which will be the 29th at 3 p.m. for a workshop on that. Make sure you're tuning in on Tuesdays. Howie and Angela. Angela's been working late, so it's been more Howie lately. But Howie and Angela are live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for their weekly Green Socialist Notes live stream. If you like podcasts, that live stream comes out as a podcast on Thursday mornings. You can find all that at greensocialist.net. You can find out more. We've got special streams coming up. We've got a stream coming up on Tuesday on nuclear power and climate change with a number of anti-nuclear activists, including Howie. In May, we've got on May 11th, we're talking to John Curacao. On May 1st, Howie's going to be doing a May Day, the red and green sides of May Day, talking about May Day. So there's that. One thing I didn't mention when I was talking about donation processing, and it's probably the most important part of it, when you're taking donations as a political campaign, or as a party or any kind of political entity, even if you are not presently required to report, you should always assume you're going to, and you should always collect the information you need to file reports with your state agency, or the local agency, or the FEC nationally. And that means you need to be collecting as a requirement, the job title and the employer of your donors, and that's a federal requirement that most states have as well. In Illinois, you're not required to file any kind of financial stuff unless you raise or spend $5,000 as a part of your candidate. So many of our local candidates don't have to worry about it, but you should always be collecting that info, because if we had a candidate in Illinois who passed that threshold for a state house race, and they thankfully listened and was collecting that info, because if they hadn't and they hit that 5,000, there would be a huge amount of work to go back and collect all that from everybody. So you need to make sure when you're doing the kind of donation stuff that you're following reporting guidelines, that you're following local, state, or federal rules, and talk to your party treasurer, and they can help you out with that. But yeah, thank you very much for coming, everybody. Like I said, I'll be back on May 29th for a grassroots, or social media for grassroots parties workshop, and then go to greensocialist.net and you can see what events we got coming up, what specials we have on our live stream. You can check out our reading lists, and you can get involved in the organizing we're trying to do. So have a good day, and thank you everybody for